Winnicott says patients need to regress. Melanie Kляйн says they must not. I, Bion, say they are regressed. Bion's summary of 3 British positions on regression indicates differences between these major theorists you are going to be hearing about, and each has implications for technique, since generally it is less the description of a patient as regressed that has been in dispute, and much more how such a regression is to be understood and handled in the analytic situation. If a sustained appearance of regression to dependence appears in a treatment with patients with difficulties at the stage before the establishment of the personality, for Winnicott it has parallels with the area of primitive emotional development of the baby. What was sufficient environmental adaptation to meet that infant's needs and its transferential implications later. From the experience of the transference with patients like this, he argues for different treatment priorities for certain patients, priorities that emphasize above everything else the consistency and reliability of both the setting and the analyst, together with the abandonment for a time of any interpretive approach. Patients who exhibit problems at the level of what Barland called the basic fault are likely to require much more emphasis on what Winnicott called management, and a much more literal and less symbolic invocation of the setting. Regression is a form of requires a form of analytic intervention that emphasizes the patient's dependency upon the analyst, something which is experienced as a great risk. But regression to dependence describes in Winnicott's account an organized return to early dependency and the illusion of omnipotence. The self thus reached puts realness in the place of futility through the unfreezing of an original failure situation that had led to the establishment of a false self-structure in which subjectively the patient has a pervasive sense of futility and unreality. Ultimately, this leads to anger in the patient in the room about the original failure as it is experienced in the transference with the analyst. This organized illness is necessary for any regressive process that has any hope of fundamental change, according to Winnicott. It concerns, above all, the facts and meanings of dependence.